In this video, we continue our discussion on problem set 1. So next problem that we are going to consider is this problem. For k equal to 0, 1, 2, characterize the k-regular graph. So let me remind you what is a k-regular graph. A graph is said to be k-regular if all the vertices have degree k. So let's look into this problem and try to characterize k-regular graphs for k equal to 0, 1, 2. So let's consider the first case, k equal to 0. Okay, so let's characterize all the zero regular graphs. So what we meant by characterizing a zero regular graph is to get an if and only if statement that we know that if the graph is zero regular, if and only if some property holds. Okay, so let's try to solve for k equal to 0. Okay, let me first give some examples. Okay, let's consider all zero regular graphs with one vertex. Okay, there is only one vertex, right? So let's consider two vertices zero regular graph. So it looks something like this. Okay, so this is a zero regular graph with one vertex. So this is a zero regular graph with two vertices, and similarly a zero regular graph with three vertex will look something like that. And we can extend this to arbitrary n. For an arbitrary n, okay, we will have n dots without any edges. Okay, I think this graph seems familiar to us. So we call this graph the empty graph or null graph. Okay, so we are ready to characterize zero regular graphs. So this is the characterization. A graph is zero regular if and only if. So normally if and only if is written something like this. Okay, it is an empty or null graph. Okay, so in this case you can see that this statement is true for every zero regular graph. Okay, if a graph is zero regular, then definitely it is going to be an empty graph because no edge exists. If at least one edge exists, then it won't be zero regular. So similarly, if you are dealing with an empty graph, then each vertex will have degree 0. So it is going to be zero regular. So this is the characterization for zero regular graphs. Okay, so let's characterize k equal to two regular graphs. Okay, so as I did before, let me try to draw some graphs here. So suppose that I have only a single dot, then in order for it to have degree 2, okay, two edges must come out of it, and these two edges must connect to two more vertices. Okay, and these end vertices have only degree 1, so it must connect to some other vertex. Okay, and these end vertices, they have only degree 1, so it must connect to some other. Okay, and this must connect to some other. Similarly for this it must connect to some other, and so forth, and finally you complete this circle, something like that. So in this case you can see that we have a cycle graph here, and in a cycle graph all the vertices have degree 2. Okay, and similarly you can see that this is not the only case. We could have graphs which look something like this. Okay, we can have disjoint graphs. Okay, this is a single graph. It have two disjoint components. Okay, one C4 and another C3. Okay, so this is one sort of k-regular graph. This is another kind of regular k-regular graph. Then it can have any number of cycles. So here in this graph we have a 6 cycle, another 3 cycle, and another 4 cycle. Okay, so this is one graph, this is another one. Here we can see that the degree of each vertex is 2, so each graph is a 2 regular graph. But the thing is that here we have 2 disjoint cycles, and here we have 3 disjoint cycles, 1 C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 C6, C3, C4. Okay, so this is one graph, this is another graph, and this is another graph. Okay, so now we can characterize a 2 regular graph. A graph is said to be 2 regular if and only if it is the collection of, okay, it is the disjoint union of cycles of any length. So if you are not familiar with the disjoint union, okay, it is nothing but a collection of. For example, if you consider this situation, we have only a single cycle. So here we have 2 cycles. Okay, here we have 3 cycles. So that this is the characterization for 2 regular graph. A graph is said to be 2 regular if and only if it is the disjoint union of cycles of any length. Okay, it can have any cycles of any length. Okay, it can have 1 cycle, 2 cycles, 3 cycles, 4 cycles, and so forth of any length. So here again we can see that if a graph is 2 regular, then it can be considered as the disjoint union of cycles of any length. Similarly, if you have a disjoint union of cycles of any length, each vertex has degree 2 and it is 2 regular. Okay, so we have characterized a 2 regular graph. So let's characterize all 1 regular graphs. Okay, so let me draw a 1 regular graph. So let's start with a single vertex. So it is not 1 regular, so I need to have 1 more vertex, and we need to connect them by 1. Suppose that I put in 1 more vertex, so I can see that I should not connect this vertex to the previous 2 vertices. If I connect to this one or this one, you can see that, okay, it is no more a 1 regular graph. Okay, here we can see that this graph has degree 0. Since we are dealing with a 1 regular graph, it must be connected to another one. Okay, if I put 1 more vertex, then again I need 1 more vertex, and we need to join them by edges. Okay, I could continue in this way. Okay, something like that. So now we have a characterization for 1 regular graph. So this is the characterization. A graph is 1 regular if and only if it is the disjoint union of K2s. Okay, in this case you can see that if you consider this graph, that is a complete graph on 2 vertices. Similarly, this is also a K2 and so forth. So this is the characterization for 1 regular graph. So a graph is 1 regular if and only if it is the disjoint union of K2s, or complete graph on 2 vertices. Okay, here we can very easily see that this statement is true. If the graph is 1 regular, then it is a collection of disjoint union of complete graphs on 2 vertices. Similarly, if we have a disjoint union of K2s, then each vertex has degree 1, and so it is a 1 regular graph. Okay, so we have the characterization for K regular graph for K equal to 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so that's the solution. So let's move to the last problem in problem set 1. Okay, let G be a bipartite graph with parallel sets V1 and V2. Prove that the degree, if you sum up the degree of all the vertices in the first part, and that will be equal to the sum of the degree of all the vertices in the second part. Okay, so before proving this thing, let me give you an example. Okay, consider this bipartite graph. Okay, so this is my V1 and this is my V2. Okay, let me put in some edges. Okay, okay, so let me write down the degrees of each vertex. So if you consider this one, the degree is 2, degree is 1, degree is 1. Okay, and the degree of this vertex is 2 and the degree of this vertex is 2. Okay, if I sum up the degree of all the vertices in V1, okay, so V1 is this set, I get 2 plus 1 plus 1. So similarly, if I sum up the degree of all the vertices in V2, okay, in V2 this set I get 2 plus 2. Okay, you can see that these two are equal. Okay, so for this example, this condition holds. Okay, so let's prove it for an arbitrary bipartite graph. Okay, okay, so in this case the basic idea is as follows. Okay, so in this case we can say that if you consider this bipartite graph, the number of edges, it is going to be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this 4, it is going to be equal to this left hand side. Okay, and that is also going to be equal to the right hand side. So that is a key observation. So we are going to use this key observation to prove this thing. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to show that, okay, sigma b for all b in V1, degree of b. Okay, so if you want, you can put the subscript. So if you know the graph under consideration, then we can avoid this sub g here. Okay, so if you want, you can put sub g here. So that is going to be equal to the number of edges. Okay, again that is going to be equal to sigma u element of V2, degree of u sub v. Okay, so if you are able to prove this thing, then we are done. Okay, so let's prove for an arbitrary case here. Okay, so my claim is, if I consider all the vertices in the V1 set, and if I sum the degree of all those vertices, okay, that is going to be equal to the number of edges in that bipartite graph. And the reason behind this is that, okay, since each edge that is incident with a vertex V element of V1 has its other end in V2, since it is a bipartite graph. Okay, so each edge is counted exactly once. So if you look into this graph, you can see that if you consider this summation, okay, each edge is counted once. Okay, this 2 corresponds to these 2 edges, and this 1 corresponds to this edge and this edge. Okay, that is the key observation. And similarly, we can also see that if you sum up all the vertices and take the degree of all those vertices, okay, that is also going to be the cardinality of V. Okay, the same reasoning. Because since each edge that is incident with a vertex V element of V1 has its other end in V2. So in this case only need to reverse this argument. Since each edge that is incident with a vertex U element of V2 has its other end in V1. So each edge is counted exactly once. Okay. Okay, so we have, since these two are equal to E, so we have our result, sigma V element of V1 degree of V1, okay, degree of V is equal to sigma U element of V2 degree of U. Okay, so that's it, and this is the end of problem set number 1. Okay, and in the next video we will discuss the first theorem in graph theory.